This next video will demonstrate removing the motherboard from the printer carriage. So I've already got one end and the lid off. Go ahead and take the power side off. Got to remove the cap from the power on and off button. Then with the 15 Torx, we take the upper screw and the front middle screw out from this trim piece. The inner middle and the lower one can stay in. Similarly, there's two screws down below we take out. They're also number 15. And then one more number 15 screw in the back of the unit. Rotate the end cap out. Remove the cover from the power switch. Slide the unit out. Now the end cap is off. To take the back of the unit off, on this particular model, this is the 6708B version, the back end simply snaps off. There's other versions where there's screws along the back that you unscrew for the back to come off. On this one, there's some slots in the back. With a flat screwdriver, you push down to relieve the tab. And then the whole thing simply lifts up and out. Now we have access to the whole portion of the plotter. The next step on the carriage is to remove the ribbon from the main motherboard. This particular version, the ribbons just simply slip into their appropriate slots through friction. There are other versions where there's a little clip in the slot that you have to raise to relieve the tension off the ribbon. This version does not have that. It's just a pressure slip in, so I just take my fingers and pull straight out. Let's see if I can get a close-up to show you the next one. So you simply just grip it firmly and wiggle out. Now when you go back to put these back in, inspect the aluminum contacts at the end of the ribbon. They can easily be bent upwards, and so then when you slip the ribbon back in, they would not make contact, and you will get errors on the control board when you try to plot. So to slip this version back in, take the ribbon, inspect the aluminum contacts. The inside ribbon goes to the inside slot. Kind of settle it into the slot to where it feels even all the way across, and then push down, and that's all. Next we'll unclip on the right hand side, on the left hand side, and that unclips the housing that secures the ribbon to the carriage. Just two little clips. Just pull them out with your finger. Doesn't take more than a 1/16 of a inch motion to unclip it from the housing of the carriage. Lay the ribbon out of the way. If you haven't done so already, you can remove the print heads out of the carriage. The next step is to remove the screws that hold the board down. There's a bar across the front of the motherboard. This holds the copper contacts on the print head side and presses it down to the contacts underneath this plate to complete the path. Then there's a screw in the front right and a screw in the front left. I believe this is a number 10 Torx. No particular order. Number 10 on the back. We need to take this top color cap off. Simply with some type of either chisel or putty knife or something fairly flat. Release the tension on the ends of the cap and it'll pop off. With the number 15, there's two screws under that screws under the color cap that you want to remove. And you can pull the plate back to get the metal cartridge retainers out. Next is to take a number 8 Torx, and between this back plate and the encoder strip you'll remove 3 screws holding the bottom bar. And the last one is the very front. Now the entire motherboard, as you can see, is loose. Now what I do is I try to remove the black bar that we just unscrewed and pull the motherboard out. The back bar that we just unscrewed has 4 points on it that secures itself to the motherboard, so that's why you want to try to loosen that up so you can slide the motherboard out. Now we have a little more room to pull the clips, these copper looking clips, ribbons, out from the motherboard. So earlier I was talking about the motherboard where the first ribbon had clips that you pull out to relieve tension. These particular ribbons up here always have similar looking clips. They're a little bit bigger. If your fingers are small enough, you can kind of grip on each side and wiggle till the clip comes up about 1/8 of an inch. And then the copper strip easily comes out. If you can't get your fingers back there, use some kind of screwdriver or point or something. I use these dental picks sometimes. Try to do this where you can see. And I just pull up on the edges until the clip moves up. And again, we're only looking for about 1/8 inch of travel. And now that ribbon is out. Now your motherboard is can be completely removed. The bar that had the 3 screws in that we removed is a pretty important piece. It's what translates the copper strip from the print heads to the motherboard. So if you don't have to take this off, it's not necessary. I really wouldn't. But these particular 4 pins right here go through the ribbon. And if you'll notice, there's about 100 dots down here. Those are all contact points from the front contact points from the print heads. So this goes down through these 4 holes and then into the 4 holes on the motherboard. So you can see how it's kind of critical. These dots are trying to be lined up with these dots. So take very much care and precaution to make sure that, one, this bar is going through the contact ribbon and it's secure, and then those tips on that bar is going into the holes of the motherboard. Then screw all 3 screws uniformly. And that's it. Installation is in reverse order.